Hey guys, watched the video yesterday by Hemant Mehta over at Friendly Atheist, and he cited a statistic from a survey in which it said that 24% of Americans who identified themselves as non-religious still said that they would be more likely to vote, or would be less likely to vote for an atheist for president. That got me thinking about why that would be. Quite clearly, atheists very often are confrontational and aggressive and sarcastic, which doesn't help our public image. But I think there's something much more than that. And you know, why is being a Christian valued so highly amongst politicians when politicians are so universally, almost universally, corrupt and dishonest? You know, this whole legalised bribery thing, things like Chris Christie and the bridge, and there's so many politicians in trouble now with the law. Why would anybody think that Christianity had any meaning whatsoever to do with their integrity? And then it got me thinking, the reason that Christians, a couple of reasons why Christians why atheists would be more likely to vote for Christians. It's easy with Christians because you vote for those who are like you, even though politicians are not like them, not just because they're rich and powerful, but because they probably don't practice the same version of Christianity, if they practice it at all. But in-group preference is a strong motivator, so one is more likely to vote for one who shares, even superficially, one's own characteristics. But I think the reason why non-Christians would be more likely to vote for a Christian, or would be less likely to vote for an atheist, sorry, to put it in the proper framing, is because they perceive that Christians are better people morally. Now, probably morally is not quite the right word there, because it really isn't an issue of morality. This has come up time and time again. If somebody has a gun to their head and they're told what to do, then you can't really call that morality. That's coercion. But the fact is, the threat of damnation certainly serves as powerful coercion. So whether these politicians come to doing the right thing by coercion, or they do it because they're genuinely moral people, even atheists recognise that having a gun to your head is still makes them do the right thing, you know. And I guess it's a sad truth, isn't it, that when we're looking for people to lead us, that there is this belief that even a person doing the right thing for the wrong reasons is better than a person who's free to make his own decisions. We often argue that atheists are more moral because we do it because we've evaluated the choices and we make the decisions based on our own moral compass, if you like, or our own logical sense of right and wrong. But then when it comes down to it, a quarter of us still recognise that somebody who believes that they're going to die if they do the wrong thing is a better choice for leadership than somebody who's free to make any decision. And as I say, the real irony is that so very many politicians and church leaders, obviously, how many church leaders have been caught in sex scandals, you know? You would think that there was no more pious group of people than the Catholic priesthood, and look what they've been doing with kids forever, you know. And I think the fact is that in some ways we should be viewing those in the church with more suspicion, not less, because repression is not necessarily good for your psyche. It leads to negative forces, and when you see, for example, the teaching of abstinence in communities, and what happens is that it leads to an increase in other types of sexual activities, such as anal sex, or masturbation, or things like that, because people aren't doing the right thing because they agree with it, they're doing it because they're afraid of it. And so what they're doing, they all turn into lawyers and start trying to find loopholes. And you know, that's ridiculous when you stop and think about it. But obviously the point is that they don't stop and think about it. And this is the whole point, that, you know, looking at this law in Indiana with whatever this jerk is, the governor, who's tried to bring in this Religious Freedom Act. It's always framed in something positive, isn't it? You know, it's the American Family Association. Oh, we're for the family, freedom. It's about freedom. What could be more American than that? But what they really mean is that we're free to be complete pricks. And the pizza company who has been the first company nailed to the wall. I don't know if you know, a small family pizza business was just asked by a local journalist, well, would you serve gays pizza at your wedding? And the guy was a Christian and he said no, we wouldn't. And now they've been nailed to the wall by the internet. And you know, Cenk Uygur over at TYT has been trying to argue for a bit kind of treatment of this business, because basically, you know, that everyone's been going on their Yelp page and leaving negative criticism, and everybody's just been ripping into them. And he's been trying to say, well, look, you know, these aren't hateful people. They're probably just spouting a line from their preacher, and they just never thought it through before. This is the trouble, isn't it? That this is me speaking now, not Cenk. You know, he said they're just reiterating a line from their preacher, and I'm saying the problem is that they've just never considered their guiding beliefs. They've just accepted it and never bothered to process it, and now they live by it and they just spew it out to other people. And this is the problem, isn't it, with Christianity and all cultures, I guess, that we often don't evaluate the information we're given, because it's too time consuming. You can't evaluate every single word that's given to you for truth and logic and consistency and historical accuracy and blah 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 blah. So I do give these guys a bit of leeway, but in the current climate there really is no excuse for being a homophobe or a bigot. So I give them the leeway that you know, they haven't bothered to think about what they were given, but I don't give them the leeway that they don't realise that's socially unacceptable anymore. So anyway, you know, long story short, there is a kind of logical and reasonable reason why people would vote for a Christian over an atheist, and it's a sad truth that a big stick still produces a better person, not a better person, but a person who produces better results, in theory. You take care, guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please take the time to rate and comment, and it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe. Thank you.